The end of August brings with it the beginning of a new season of Prescott football, and week number 1 of the 2025 campaign finds the Badgers in Phoenix. In this blazing hot environment, it's only appropriate their opponents are Demons. That is, the Demons of Greenway High School. Prescott is coming off one of its best seasons ever in 2024 as they won the Grand Canyon region and made it to the Elite 8 of state. Greenway, meanwhile, looks to rebound from its 3-7 record from last year. Which team will get off on the right foot in 2025? We'll find out soon. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Greenway High School here in Phoenix. John Rust with you, and at my side, Hall of Fame Prescott football coach Lou Benetone, getting ready to bring you the season opener of Badger football. And Coach, certainly kind of a new look Badger team we have here. Actually, a new look Greenway team as well. As we were riding down here to Phoenix, Kelly Cordes, who graciously offered to be our chauffeur for tonight, he mentioned that between Prescott and Greenway, they lost 90% of their starting offensive skill players from last year. So certainly going to be a big test for both backfields tonight.
That many players, you regroup, but Prescott had a lot of young kids that played a lot last year, so they got some experience coming back, even though they lost a lot of the seniors. So it's going to be interesting. I'm sure Greenway reloaded a little bit, but every season you lose those group of seniors you wish you hadn't lost, and it's going to be interesting to see. You always have little glitches in that first game, so it's going to be a learning experience. You'll see a lot of gain, and you'll see some things you need to improve on.
Yeah, you look at Greenway. Last year, they had starting quarterback Tyler McNally. They had Carlos Toscano, their featured running back, who rushed for over 1,200 yards. 4 of their top receivers from last year, all gone. Meanwhile, for Prescott, well, as I said, look at who's not in the backfield this year. Uriah Tannett, not just the quarterback, but Mr. pretty much do everything in football last year. Josiah Peoples, Johan Gunderman, They're all gone. So what is the Prescott offense going to look like? What is the Greenway offense going to look like? Those are going to be the big questions coming into tonight's game, Coach. But one question I think we can answer is how Prescott's line will look, and I think that is going to be where their strength is, at least maybe for the early part of the season, because Badgers have a lot of experienced guys and a lot of big dudes coming back from last year.
Yeah, I remember these juniors when they were freshmen. It was a big freshman group of players. They were very big linemen, and they've matured. They're now juniors, so they're experienced. They got a lot of experience last year, so our line is going to be a plus. You know, you have good to average backs and a good line, you can become good backs. So I'm sure we're going to have a lot of power on the ground. But Prescott's going to dominate on because they lost a lot of good receivers and that dynamite quarterback.
Yeah, and you look at Prescott's line, you got Dante DeCourt, an all-region first-team offensive lineman. He's back. Coach Collette has said he's pretty much become the leader of the O-line. You got Blake McGlory, 6'5", 300-pound lineman, and all Grand Canyon region honorable mention from last year. Bo Bryce, another great offensive lineman, and all Grand Canyon region second-team selection from last year. One guy I'm really interested in looking at on the line is number 73. That's Elijah Carr, and 6'6", 300 pounds. He's a junior, and Coach Collette, in one of our morning reports that we did, he said it is possible that Carr could develop into one of the best linemen, not just in the region, but in the entire 4A conference.
Yeah, he's a big kid, and he works hard, too. He's really gained. I've watched him in spring training and watched him out on the field during practice time, and he's developing as a leader, but he's also a very good ball player. It's going to be interesting to see his development.
All right, well, the Badgers are coming out onto the field here at Greenway High School. For those of you watching our live stream, well, we apologize for the glare you see on your screen. Unfortunately, the sun is beaming directly into the press box here, but it is going down probably in another 5 or 10 minutes. That won't be a problem. Meanwhile, I just have to remember not to use any really naughty hand gestures or anything like that, so I'll be good here. Actually, what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to take a break, and we'll take a break. We'll come back. When we come back, along with our commercial, we will also have a pregame interview with Kingston Douthit. He is the safety for Prescott High School. He's going to give us his take on tonight's game with Greenway. So we'll take a break, and we'll be back with more from Greenway High School right after this. And we are back here at Greenway High School. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you for game number 1 of the 2025 season for Prescott football. The Badgers are already on their side of the field. Greenway's about to come out. What's the weather going to be like here tonight in Greenway? Well, we are in Phoenix, which means, what a surprise, it's hot. How hot is it? Well, right now it is 99 degrees under almost sunny skies here as the sun is finally going down. Water and Gatorade, I think they will be in high demand as the temperature won't be cooling off much as the game goes on. By the time the final horn sounds, we should be around 95 degrees here. Just a gentle breeze will go through the field tonight with west winds around 5 miles per hour. As for rain, well, unlike the last time we were down here at Greenway a couple of years ago, not a drop in the forecast. So, Coach, I don't think we're in danger of having a downpour and then having to come back down Saturday to finish the game.
Not compared to 2 years ago. I mean, that was quite a storm that hit us and stayed around a long time.
And, you know, we weren't even playing Greenway here. We were actually playing Glendale High School because their field was getting renovated. They were putting in artificial turf, and we wound up having to finish that game over at Independence High School.
Yep, it was amazing. I couldn't make that other game, but sure missed that first game.
And Greenway coming out on the field right now. And as I said, a lot of changes to the offenses for both teams here. For Greenway, well, their quarterback for this year, they've got Kai Becker. Becker mainly did some receiving last year. He did have one receiving touchdown. Well, now instead of receiving, he's going to be chucking the ball. Also, boy, talk about a multi-sport athlete. Becker, not only a football player, also on the soccer team and the track and field team. In fact, Coach, we were talking to some of the people up here in the press box, and I mentioned, it's like everyone on the football team, part of the track and field team, and they said, yeah, well, Coach Ed Cook, not only does he coach football, he's also the track and field coach.
But, you know, we love those multi-sport athletes.
Well,
a lot of the good years I had multi-sport athletes in that, so it's good that they have multi-sport kids, and I hope Prescott gets some more too.
Well, let's see. I think I can remember a couple of those multi-sport athletes who helped you out a lot. I think one guy was named Jason Pridey, and another guy was named Chris Parker.
Yeah, and they all played 3 sports.
Mm-hmm. And played them very well, too.
Played them very well, all 3.
So Greenway High School now on the sideline, and the sun has gone down, so it looks like the glare should not be a problem for the rest of the game. Perfect timing. Thank you very much, Mr. Sun. Well, we talked about the quarterback for Greenway. Who's going to be calling the signals this year for Prescott High School with Uriah Tannett having graduated? Well, that's going to be a newcomer to Prescott High School, and that is Gio Puglisi. In fact, last year, he was at North Canyon High School where he threw for over 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns. Now he takes over the signal calling for Prescott High School as we get ready for the national anthem here at Greenway High School as we get closer and closer to kickoff.
By Greenway's highly decorated NJROTC unit under the guidance of Senior
And coming onto the track right now is the Greenway Junior ROTC unit.
American Flag Cadet Senior Chief Petty Officer Isbell.
And it looks like this JROTC is a Navy program.
Right shoulder Cadet Chief Petty Officer Wilson.
So the JROTC Honor Guard now at the track as we get ready for the national anthem here at Greenway High School. National anthem performed by the Greenway Demon Marching Band as the officials head out to the middle of the field. They'll soon be joined by the captains for both the Badgers and the Demons. Meanwhile, while we are waiting for that, well, folks, you know what time it is here. It's going to be our first song dedication of the game for 2025. And for our first game of 2025, well, I think this song is darn appropriate. In the Heat of the Night by legendary Canadian rocker Bryan Adams. With the triple-digit temperatures we're going to have here tonight, both the Badgers and the Demons won't only try to beat each other, they will also try to beat the heat of the night. And, Coach, speaking of the heat of the night, when it comes to this kind of heat, what do the players have to do in order to make sure that they don't succumb to the heat and the dehydration?
Your hydration starts all week long. Hydrate every day. Eat a lot of oranges, bananas, Gatorade, a lot of electrolytes, but that doesn't start the day of. It's all day long, all week long, hydrating preparation. And you bring a lot of that with you on the sideline, too. You have the oranges and the bananas and the Gatorade and the water.
Okay, so we are just a minute or so away from opening kickoff. John Rust, Lou Benetton with you here for the start of the 2025 season. And Greenway will be kicking the ball away. Prescott will receive. And in the backfield for Prescott, we have number 23, and that is our pregame interview, Kingston Douthit. Also number 11, Kenny Miller-Terry in the backfield. We're probably going to hear a lot of him this year. Also looks like Braylon Johnson is there. Also roaming around is Jacob Chamberlain.
Chamberlain's right dead midfield.
And actually, Jacob Chamberlain will be our senior spotlight interview at halftime. Killian Connor. Well, they faked the kick there about 2 or 3 times, and Connor finally boots it. And here comes the run. And that looks like number 17, Trace Overton. Overton kind of bulls his way up to the 40-yard line. And great field positioning for the Badgers to start their first drive of 2025, Coach.
Yeah, he picked up good 15, 20 yards on that return, which is great. Anytime you can break over the 40-yard line and get in the scoring position, that's good.
And here we go, getting ready to see the first series of plays from Prescott's new quarterback, Gio Puglisi. Again, Puglisi, formerly of North Canyon High School. And now here with Badger Nation.
Okay, we're in our shotgun formation again with a tailback. Quarterback, tailback gets a lot of action in this type of game. A lot of movement by our wings.
Phillips was in motion there for the Badgers. Puglisi throws downfield to Kenny Miller-Terry and overthrows Terry.
Terry looked like he was giving the motion that he was being held. I could not tell. That defensive guy was on him pretty tight.
So it'll be 2nd and 10 now for the Badgers. They have the ball right at the 40, actually more like the 41-yard line.
About 41.
Oh, hey, what was that? How much?
And actually, we've got some digital line markers over there for the chain gang. Pretty cool.
That's very nice.
Puglisi hands the ball off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain bounces off of one tackle, goes over to the far sideline.
Picks up a couple yards.
About 2 or 3 yards there for Chambo.
So the tailback just off tackle.
So that'll bring up 3rd and probably 8.
Okay, we got twins right, twins left.
Puglisi in the shotgun. Now coming up next to him, number 7, Johnson. Phillips in motion. There's the give to Braylon Johnson. He goes up the middle. Again, some good blocks. Johnson takes off. He's at the 40. He gets near the 30-yard line, taken down by the ankles at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, he picked up about 22 yards roughly. That was a good run.
First down for the Badgers.
And it looks like that was number 3 for Greenway, Justin Mecker making the tackle there. But now 1st and 10 from about the 30-yard line for Prescott with 10:55 left to go in the opening frame.
Yeah, Braden Johnson was a national champ in bareback riding for high school.
And
Hard runner, too. We got motion, illegal motion.
Well, you got to, tough riding and tough running for Braylon Johnson.
Yep, he did a good job.
In fact, actually, assistant coach Barry Tolley actually made a mini documentary on Johnson. I believe it was called Wolf Out of the Chute. But anyway, that was looked like an offsides penalty for Prescott. So now it's 1st and 15 at the 35 for the Badgers. Johnson in motion again. Puglisi gives the ball to, actually that is Johnson. And Johnson, this time he gets
Picked
wrapped
about
up.
2 yards. Still second and about 13.
Henry Thiel with the tackle there for Greenway. Second and 13 now for the Badgers. Moving right to left across your radio dial or screen, depending on how you're following our game tonight.
Thiel had 86 tackles last year.
Short throw to Military, and there he goes down the far side, bounces off of 1 tackle, then runs into about 3 tackles. Corey Guerrero finishing off KMT on that one.
Okay, 3rd and about 9, roughly.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 9 yards to go for Prescott.
So the first completion in the Prescott career of Gio Puglisi. 3rd and 9 for the Badgers.
Okay, they're back in their base formation. Nope, they're going into twins.
And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here by Prescott. So, well, a bit early for a timeout with 9:26 left to go in the first quarter. But again, Coach, first game of the year, I'm sure there are a few things that Coach Collette wants to straighten out with his offense.
Yeah, he wants to make some adjustments right away to keep that offense going. They need a first down here.
Well, while we got some time here, folks, tonight's game is sponsored by Badger alum Steve Blair, owner of Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatment in northern Arizona since 1979.
As our live DJ spins the hottest tracks, whether you're showing off your best moves.
So the Badgers coming back out on the field again, 3rd and 9 for Prescott. And they are at the Greenway 29-yard line. Greenway in, well, black uniforms tonight. White jerseys for Prescott. Gio Puglisi standing in the shotgun. Next to him is Jacob Chamberlain.
Now we got trips right. Unless we go in motion out of it. Yep, motioning out of trip. It's a lead. Oop,
there is the give, and that was to number 8, Nick Phillips. Phillips tripped up behind the line.
You know, he slipped. I noticed in warm-ups, a lot of guys were slipping out there. I don't know if it's because of the heat on these turfs or not, but I saw kids during warm-up slipping. Needed more of a slip on the cut.
It's going to be a loss of 2 on that play, so it'll be 4th and 11. Decision time for the Badgers.
Now they're on about the 35. They'll probably try to 30, excuse me. They'll probably go for it.
And that's exactly what it looks like they're doing.
Yep.
Puglisi with Chamberlain next to him. Kenny Miller-Terry, Nick Phillips out to the far side. Puglisi rolls, throws, and one-handed catch by Kenny Miller-Terry for the touchdown.
Beautiful reach out. He reached right out, snagged it, and brought it right on in. Beautifully thrown. He led him.
And a 31-yard touchdown hookup. Gio Puglisi to KMT. Well, that's the way to start off game number 1 of the season.
Yep, 4th down on the 30-yard line, and you throw a TD.
Touchdown
Not just a TD, but like again, a great one-handed catch there by
was.
Kenny Miller-Terry.
Did a great job.
So 6-0. And coach, it looks like oh no, they're going to go for the extra point. I thought for a sec they were going to go for a 2-pointer here.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's number 28 for Prescott. That is Brady Costas. Kick is up by Costas, and first extra point of the season is good for Prescott.
Looks like Prescott might try to stretch him. They've thrown a couple long passes already. They saw something on film where they may just keep going for some long bombs as well as mix it up with some running.
So, first drive of the season, and the Badgers get their first score of the season. 8:37 left to go in the first quarter. It's 7-0 in favor of Prescott. We'll take a 30-second break here on our game broadcast and be back to Greenway High School right after this. And we are back here at Greenway High School. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. And Badgers certainly got off on the right foot here tonight for 2025. Gio Puglisi hooking up with Kenny Miller-Terry for a 31-yard touchdown toss. And it's 7-0 Badgers over the Demons. And now we'll get to see the Greenway offense here as Brady Costas kicking the ball away for the Badgers. And it looks like he's going to bomb that one right into the end zone. Yep. And certainly some big shoes to fill by Brady Costas as he takes over the kicking duties from Johan Gunderman. Not only a great receiver last year, Coach, but one heck of a kicker as well.
Oh, he's phenomenal. Extra points, field goal. And a kickoff. He was phenomenal in all three areas.
So now we get to see Kai Becker in at quarterback. 1st and 10 for the Demons. Again, Becker mainly a receiver last year. He's in his senior season for the Demons. Greenway graduating 4 of their top receivers from last year, so we'll see how the 2025 receiving core looks for the Demons. Becker looking, can't find a target, now finally throws, and that is caught. And running out of bounds to the ball, number 1, Jaden Wardrop.
First down on the 30-yard line. First down, 30-yard line.
So the first throw of 2025 by Kai Becker is good for a first down, and that's going to bring the Demons right up to the 32-yard line.
Quarterback did a nice job rolling out.
For the Demons, ball spotted at the 32-yard line.
Becker back in the shotgun, backs to either side. He turns around, he gives the ball to the first man he sees, and dragged down is the running back. Ball carrier there is number 32, Corey Guerrero. He was stopped by number 42 for Prescott, Caleb Fox.
Just a little off-tackle run, and they blocked it well.
Well, 2 plays from scrimmage and 2 first downs for the Demons in their first drive of 2025. Corey Guerrero, an all-region first-team selection last year from Greenway.
They got a bunch right, trip bunch right.
And there's the throw to the far side. It is caught, and it looks like there's going to be another first down. Ankle tackle, and then Kenny Miller-Terry shoulders the receiver out of bounds.
There was nobody on the swing man. He had all the green area. Surprised that no one picked that swing man out.
So a first down for Greenway, and that puts the Demons into Badger territory. A 17-yard reception, Becker to Guerrero. And Greenway, with this new look offense that they have, moving the ball very well here in their first drive. 1st and 10 from the Badger 39.
Okay, they got a 2-back set with the Twins right.
And there's the handoff. I think that might be Guerrero again. He slips through a bunch of tacklers, and he gets another first down. Badgers swarm all over him. Number 24, Noble Ortega.
That was right up the gut. It was like a 30 gut, right straight up the gut, and blew right through the defense.
Actually, that was Henry Thiel who ran that ball for the Demons.
Puts the ball at the Prescott 28-yard line.
And unfortunately, kind of from our vantage point, a little tough to see those numbers sometimes.
It
for
is,
Greenway.
especially on those black uniforms with green numbers.
And there's the handoff. Going to the near side, the runner, and he
stop.
gets absolutely drilled.
Lost to 3.
And that is Guerrero. In on the tackle for Prescott, we have Menno Dow. So about a 3-yard loss there on Corey Guerrero. Corey Guerrero, 3 rushing touchdowns last season for the Demons. Second and 13 now for Greenway.
Yeah, Menno Dow came up on the outside and did a great job. Now we're stopping. Here we go.
Yeah, Becker keeps the ball himself, and he just runs into a wall of white. And leading the charge there for the Badgers was number 75, the leader of the line, Dante DeCourt.
All right, there was no gain on that, no loss. So, what is it, 3rd down now?
They're going to say 3rd and 14 now for Greenway.
Yep.
Ball spotted at the Badger 32. Prescott up 7-zip. 6:18 left to go in the first quarter from Phoenix. Becker gets the ball, backs up, under some pressure, throws, it's caught, and
He's short of first down, though.
running out of bounds was Aiden Granado.
He's better probably go for it here. They're on about the 18-yard line. 4th down on the 18-yard, 4th and about 5.
And 6 yards to go for the Demons.
4th and 6 now for Greenway as they're going for it here.
Okay, they got trips left. So pass play of some kind here.
Actually, yeah, there's the throw, and it's caught. And running up the seam is the receiver. He trips, stumbles, and almost gets to the end zone.
And number 3, Justin Mecker. Good for a
Justin Mecker getting a big first down there. Probably about maybe 17, 18 yards on that one.
Yeah, it looks like he lost his footing too. So I wonder if there's something going on with the turf.
So the first time we've seen the Beck-Meck connection tonight.
You're pretty creative there, John.
Thank you. 24 books published. I should be creative.
Yeah, I think so.
And Becker going to keep the ball himself.
He lost a good 4 yards. About 4 yards.
He got smothered there by Caleb Fox and Trace Overton.
About 5 yards. Yeah, they came up really well on that outside. Tried to keep her right around the end, but they were there.
Second and goal, and this will be from the 14-yard line as Becker got knocked back by the Badgers.
Okay, they got offset backs.
Becker throws and, almost intercepted by Kenny Miller-Terry, and now we're going to get a flag in the end zone. And it looked like number 24 for Prescott, Noble Ortega, banged into the intended receiver. Well, we'll see what this call is going to be here with 4:58 left in the first frame.
Interference can be an automatic first down, I believe. Let's see.
Now the officials still sorting things out here, and yep, pass interference on the Badgers.
Half the distance to the goal line. Ball spotted at the Prescott 7.
So the ball gets spotted at the Badgers' 7-yard line, and Greenway getting ever closer to tying this thing up.
Hey, that's only 2nd down, so no loss of a down.
Kai Becker back in the shotgun. He keeps the ball himself, runs up the middle, and gets hammered by the Badgers. That's number 75 for Prescott, Dante DeCourt. Making a beeline right for Becker and stopping him.
I'm surprised the quarterback ran right at him. There was no deception on that. Right up the gut, ran right into big Dante.
Dante DeCourt going 6'3", 230 pounds.
And he drove that quarterback back 10 yards.
Could have driven him back 20 or 30
Yeah,
yards the way
funny.
the court had a hold on
He
him.
just stopped. It's okay. Oop,
Here's
slant.
the throw, and
Incomplete.
Complete. Brings up 4th down for the Demons.
Looks like they might be going for a field goal. Let's see.
And, well, coming in to kick, it looks like it's going to be Killian Connor.
Killian Connor set to attempt the field goal.
Holding the ball for Greenway is going to be Jaden Wardrop.
Okay, we have worked on a block field goal. Let's see if it works.
There's
there it
the
is.
kick.
Ooh, it was close.
And that's going to go right through the uprights.
Good from 27 yards.
From 27 yards out, Killian Connor gets Greenway on the board. So the first drives for each team in 2025, they both score. Prescott a touchdown, Greenway a field goal. 4:09 left to go in the first quarter. It is Prescott 7, Greenway 3. Let's take a 30-second break. We will be back with more from Greenway High School in Phoenix right after this. Back here at Greenway High School, where I just got a text from Prescott boys basketball coach Travis Stedman, and I guess after he heard me do the Beck-Meck connection, I guess he got a little felt left out, Coach, because he texted me, "When will I gain the prominence of acquiring a John Rust nickname?" Travis, I don't know what to tell you. But he did say he liked the sunset at the beginning of the game, so there is that. And here come the Badgers. And that is number 80 running the ball back. That is Sean Kidd, and Kidd gets stopped right around the 25-yard line.
He still gained about 15 yards.
Tackled by number 20.
Obviously, they don't have a deep kicker, so they're kicking it to the corners. They're not kicking it to our deep men.
So actually the Badgers going to start at the 32-yard line. Prescott scoring on their first drive of the game. And that was a 31-yard touchdown hookup. Gio Puglisi to Kenny Miller-Terry, which I actually got a text from our buddy Kelly Cordes, who said that was a great catch by KMT. And we got flags flying.
Got some confusion back there.
Yeah, Nick Phillips is on the move, and it's going to be a false start against Prescott. And, Coach, you know, in your time coaching Prescott football, I mean, how many times do you see this early in the very first game of the season, these kind of penalties happen?
There's all kinds of little mistakes the kids make. Motion, getting a little confusion on an original play. Yeah, that's common.
So 1st and 15 now for the Badgers from their own 27. Phillips in motion. Puglisi. Oh, and another penalty.
We got some kind of an offense going there. We're getting motion to the back.
And Coach
Collette figured out.
And Coach Collette already burned one timeout here in the first quarter.
That didn't help. Now it's 1st and 20.
So Prescott definitely going the wrong way here with 4:04 remaining in quarter number 1. 7-3 Badgers. Phillips again in motion.
Third time they're doing that play.
This time the handoff is to Phillips. He bangs off one tackle, and then a couple more Greenway tackles bang into him.
Down by a swarm of Demons.
2nd and still 20. No gain on that.
And I think Nick Saint was one of the guys in on the tackle there for Phillips.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 yards to go for the Badgers.
Yeah, it looks like they might be generous. I think they're going to give Phillips 1 yard on that run. And it'll be 2nd down for Prescott.
Okay, we're in trips right. Gun formation.
Puglisi rolling to the far side. There's the throw, and I think that got batted down by one of the Demon defenders. I think that might have been Wardrop.
Number 7, Nick Saint.
Actually, they're going to say that was Nick Saint who got a hand on that ball and knocked it down. So good defensive play there by the junior linebacker. And now it's 3rd down and 19 for the Badgers from their own 23-yard line. Well, this second drive of 2025 for Prescott not working out like the first one did, which ended in a Kenny Miller-Terry touchdown catch.
We're trying a lot of motion in the back, different than what we did the first series of plays.
Puglisi, short pass. It is caught, and there goes big number 84 for the Badgers, Eli Allen.
He will make it. He made a first down.
Just a short pass there, but I'll tell you what, Eli Allen put on a good head of steam, and Allen with his size, 6'3", 235, hard guy to bring down, Coach.
That was a perfect play. What they did is they rolled just a tight end released. And the tight end was wide open. No defenders were there at all.
So new life for the Badgers on this drive with 3 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Badgers 1st and 10 from their own 44. Puglisi with the handoff. That is to number 7, Braylon Johnson. He goes over to the far side, makes the turn, bangs off a couple of tackles, and he is dropped right at the 50-yard line, right in front of the Badger sidelines.
Gained about 5 yards, maybe 6 yards, 6, 7 yards.
Aiden Cluck with the tackle. So it's going to be 2nd and 3 now for Prescott. Actually, ball right at the Greenway 49-yard line. Puglisi in the gun. And just as he hands off to Johnson, don't tell me we're going to get another false start.
Yep.
I said, don't tell me we're going to get another false start, Coach.
I had to because it's the truth.
Well, 3 false starts
That's
here
4.
on this drive. Four of them.
3 in the first one, and this one.
Yeah.
That's okay. They're getting it out of them. Last year at Cell Point, they had 275 yards in penalties their first game.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Let's hope that doesn't happen in this game. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the opening stanza. John Rust, Lou Benetton with you here, calling the season opener for Prescott, and also the season opener for Greenway, too.
Yep.
Puglisi in the gun. Johnson in motion. The give is to Johnson. He avoids one tackle, makes a big sweep to the 50-yard line, then knocked out of bounds in Greenway's sidelines at about the 40.
Still got a first down.
Aiden Granado with a hit there on Johnson, and that's going to be another Badger first down.
Tackled by Aiden Granado. First down, Badgers.
And Braden Johnson looking pretty impressive here in game number 1 for Badgers.
He's got some speed. He's got some quickness. That's good. And he's tough.
Oh, again, he's the world high school champion in bareback riding, so he is definitely tough.
Taking a few blows in football is nothing.
Probably says, I've been thrown off a horse.
What's
a couple of tackles?
It's a lot easier than hit the ground.
Oh, we got another flag as Puglisi gets the ball and runs it himself. Coach, I think we're going to get an unsportsmanlike here as one of Greenway's players had number 55 for Prescott on the ground. That's Peanut Dykstra.
That's going to probably offset the penalties now.
Yeah. Dykstra was on the ground, and I couldn't tell who it was from Greenway, but he just shoved him in the back. It was right in front of one of the officials, and boom, the flag came out. So I'm sure Coach Ed Cook is going to have something to say to that player. So the officials talking it over here with a $1:28 left to go in the first quarter. Actually, one of them is coming over and talking to Coach Cook. How long has Coach Cook been here at Greenway, Coach?
I don't know. I thought he was at Deer Valley for a while, too.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure. But he's been here a while.
Mm-hmm. So now the head referee coming over, talking to Coach Cook. And again, that was right in front of one of the officials, that Greenway player shoving number 55 for Prescott, Josiah Dykstra.
Okay, we had another procedure. Personal foul.
Personal foul against the Demons.
So we're going to mark it off.
And we will see where they spot the ball here. That ball is going to be spotted. Going to result in a first down. And they're going to put that ball, looks like, right at the 35-yard line.
See, that's where coaches really get angry when you get an advantage because your team made a mistake and then your team goes and does something stupid with a personal foul.
Puglisi from the gun. Looks like that's Jacob Chamberlain next to him. Puglisi dropping back, looking. Now he's going to run the ball. No, now he's going to throw the ball to a wide open number 80 for Prescott into the end zone. Touchdown for Sean Kidd.
That was great. Gio looked like he was going to run it, pulled up. They released, which you always teach your cornerbacks, never leave a receiver till the quarterback crossed the line of scrimmage. But he did, left our guy wide open.
And I mean, there was absolutely no one around Sean Kidd. He was all by his lonesome there on the near side of the field. Caught the ball, turned around, just nothing but air between him and the end zone. And boom, another score for Prescott in the second touchdown throw in the Prescott career of Gio Puglisi. Well, North Canyon's loss is Prescott's gain, I guess.
Yes, it is.
Costas for the PAT. It's up, and it is good. Buck 18 left to go in the first quarter, and the Badgers with the lead over the Demons. It's 14-3. Let's take a 30-second break here on our broadcast. We will be back with more from Greenway High School right after this. Okay, so Coach, going back to your coaching days, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being a Tunguska event level of anger, how upset were you when a personal foul like that led to a touchdown?
I would have been outraged as a coach. That's undisciplined, and you want your kids to have the discipline. That's what we try to teach discipline during practice. And that was a foolish mistake. That coach probably should. I'd have that kid out talking to him for quite a while.
I imagine Coach Cook is going to do exactly that. 14-3, Badgers up. Here's Costas kicking the ball away for Prescott. That is not going to go in the end zone. It'll be returned by the Demons. Little reverse there for Greenway, and a good run back on the kick there, and trying to see who got that ball. It looks like it is number 5 for the Demons, and that is Quincy Coyer.
It was a good little reverse.
Actually, correction, that's actually number 6, Angel Height Divine. So AHD with a great return for Greenway, puts the ball at about the 37-yard line. So pretty good field position for the Demons as Kai Becker comes back into the game at quarterback for Greenway.
That's a good 25 to 28-yard return.
Greenway trailing 14-3 here with a $1:10 left to go in the first. Run up the middle. Badgers able to stop that. Gain of maybe about 1 or 2 on that play. Ball carrier was Guerrero.
Looks like a couple yards.
Guerrero with the carry.
As we come down.
Gain of 2.
Badgers look like they're in a 3-5 defense.
Well, actually, we got a penalty, I think. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see a flag out there.
I didn't either. I missed that.
So penalty. This one's going to be against Greenway. I was wondering why the clock was stopped.
Okay, so it's first and 15 now.
So apologies, folks. We did not catch what that penalty was.
Apparently, it might have been encroachment or something before. Let the play go.
So it's going to be 1st and 15 from the 32. Becker, he runs the ball himself, avoids a couple of tackles, and then taken down.
Picked up 5 yards.
Flag on the field.
Uh-oh.
Another flag. So we'll see who this goes against as Becker carried the ball.
It's either a block by a lineman or a face mask. Can't tell.
Well, the officials talking it over. And holding against Prescott. It looks
defensive holding.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to result in a first down here. So, well, this time now the penalty benefits Greenway, and that brings them closer to Badger territory. Ball at the 47-yard line. Actually, correction, it's going to be the 48-yard line. Becker flings the ball down the field, and is it caught?
It's caught.
What a catch, and, well, the receiver's still down.
He was triple covered, looked like to me. He had 3 guys on him and placed it right in the middle of him. He focused right on it.
Justin Mecker with the catch. So, again, we get the Beck-Meck connection, but Meck is... now it looks like he's back up on his feet, so that's good. So a huge gain there by the Demons. Oh, no, actually, Mecker is still down.
Yeah, he's still down.
So hopefully everything's going to be all right with Justin Mecker. Justin Mecker, last season, 7 for 74 when it came to receiving. So Greenway's trainer is out there. Also out there is Trent James, trainer for Prescott High School, as they are both looking over Justin Mecker. Mecker still down. While we have a break in the action here, folks, want to remind you that the Badgers' biggest fans, Prescott Unified School District, every child, every day. Support your Badgers with your Arizona tax credit. Go to PrescottSchools.com. Also, tonight's game is sponsored by Prescott True Value, locally owned and operated since 1982. So much more than a hardware store. 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter, but we are delayed here.
Yeah, he's still down.
Oh, boy.
Not a good sign.
No. He's been down for maybe about a good 2 or 3 minutes now. Mecker, after making a really great catch there, he got hammered on the near side of the field and still down. Well, he is rolling around there. He is moving his legs, so at least that's a good sign.
Yep.
And now it looks like one of the, actually looks like we have an assistant from Greenway and an assistant from Prescott running across the field, maybe getting something to help out Justin Mecker. Well, meanwhile, both the Greenway and Prescott head trainers are out on the field tending to Mecker. Definitely something you do not want to see.
Could be a shoulder injury going down the turf, being tackled. If he's moving his feet, could be upper body then.
Yeah, it kind of takes me back, and I'm sure you remember this, Coach, years ago, Anthony Guzman, when he got nailed and actually broke his collarbone.
Broke his collarbone, yeah. And then came back next year and was dynamite.
Well, hopefully it's not that serious with Justin Mecker.
No, it's not.
Definitely not the way you want to start the season here. First quarter, first game of the season, and get an injury. So certainly all our best wishes going to Mecker as he continues to be looked over by the trainers.
That's one thing you hate to see is injuries for any athlete on any team.
By the way, folks, you definitely want to tune into our sports station, The Team, 1450 AM KNOT tomorrow, as we have a college football doubleheader for you. Texas takes on Ohio State. Early game there at 8:30 a.m. Then at 6 o'clock, it's going to be our first ASU game of the year. And actually, it'll be an all-Arizona matchup, ASU taking on NAU. And that game will be getting underway. Actually, the broadcast on The Team, 1450 AM KNOT, will get underway at 6 p.m. So college football doubleheader tomorrow. The morning game, Texas versus Ohio State. And the evening game, ASU and NAU. And NAU football, coach, coming off one of their best seasons in a long time last year.
It definitely was. ASU had a great season, so it was, in general, a good Arizona time.
And how about their quarterback, Levet? He made the Manning watch list for this year.
Yep.
And he's just a sophomore.
Yeah.
Well, Big 12 Freshman of the Year last year. Look what he did for ASU.
Yeah, exactly.
And a talent like that, coach, you got to wonder if he's going to stay at ASU all 4 years.
Yeah, with the money that's going around now,
yeah.
too.
I know it's not just the NFL draft. It's also NIL deals and everything.
That's right. Some big-time money going into college ball.
Yeah. It's like now in college,
you can almost buy your quarterbacks, buy your running backs now.
It's like now there's almost like something akin to free agency now in college, it seems.
Pretty much what it is.
Well, unfortunately, Justin Mecker is still down on the field.
We're not sure.
Actually, folks, hang on. We are not 100% sure that's Justin Mecker. We're not sure what player that is. We thought initially it was Mecker.
What's his number?
Mecker is number 3, but we're still waiting for confirmation on who that is. But again, he has been down there for a long time.
No, I see number 3 on the bench. Is
yeah.
That? I think I do.
Who is it?
Who?
It's Thaddeus.
Okay, folks, we have confirmation on the player who's down. That is Thaddeus Newman, number 4. Oh, geez. And now we have the ambulance coming in. So Thaddeus Newman, number 4, he is the player who's down on the field and has been down for a while. And now we have an ambulance coming in here to Greenway High School's football field.
Looks like he's got one leg straight and one bending. Maybe he has a broken leg. It's hard to tell.
Yeah. So unfortunately, game number 1 of the season for Thaddeus Newman is going to end with him having to leave the field in an ambulance. And we certainly wish him all the best and certainly a speedy recovery for whatever injury he has. So now the ambulance is making its way. If you're watching our stream, it's on the left side of the field now. And also looks like Newman's father is out on the field with him. So delay in the action here while we tend to Thaddeus Newman.
It's a parent's nightmare, too, when they see their kid down in the field.
Oh,
they
yeah.
have to be summoned to get out there. Stall the game. Kids are going to have to warm up again afterwards. Officials will give them a few minutes to warm up and get stretched out again.
And again, Coach, I'm sure this is a situation that you've been in for a few times.
There's been a few times we've done this.
And here comes the Phoenix Fire Department ambulance out here to take Newman off the field to the nearest hospital. Yeah, again, this goes back. Actually, this kind of happened with one of our local teams, Coach, last week up at Williams. Mare opened the season up there, and 3 of their kids wound up being taken off the field into local hospitals.
Yeah, was that heat stroke, I believe, probably, or heat exhaustion?
I think that's what I heard, yeah. Thankfully, I did get in touch with the athletic director out there, Nick Colquitt, and he said those 3 kids are doing okay.
Yeah. It's important of hydration, especially this time of the season where it's really hot and humid.
And it's interesting because you wouldn't think of something like that happening in Williams up in northern Arizona. You'd think that would happen more in either Phoenix or Tucson this time of year.
They probably had a combination, too, of high elevation.
Yeah.
So lack of oxygen, high elevation. And, again, they weren't hydrated enough, even though the heat up there was in the 80s or whatever it was.
So the paramedics now tending to Thaddeus Newman. Now Greenway, most of their players taking a knee here on the sidelines. It is 14-3. Prescott over Greenway. 39 seconds left to go, and going to be a bit here before we get going with the game as the paramedics get ready to load Thaddeus Newman into the ambulance. Meanwhile, other football action going on tonight. Bradshaw Mountain, they have their season opener. They are at home. They're taking on Arcadia. Chino Valley, they had their season opener last week. They lost to Arizona Lutheran 58-6. Tonight, Cougars hosting Highland Prep. Speaking of Mare, they actually played last night. Mare taking on Superior, lost that one 42-0.
Yeah, Mare just has not been able to get things started in the last few years, so unfortunate.
And it looks like I think we have a fire engine over there.
There'll be backup paramedics.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure you're kind of familiar with the procedure there, Coach, as your son actually works for Sedona Fire.
Yes, he does. Mark's up there, and they run the ambulance, too. Matter of fact, he's listening to the game.
Oh, hey, Mark.
Hi, Mark Andrew.
Well, I can only imagine how busy he was over the summer. I can't remember how many stories we got out of Sedona of the fire department having to go out there and get hikers who succumbed to the heat.
Yeah, lots of times happening up there. Again, they underestimate the trails, the heat, lack of water, and then they get in trouble. And they're not in shape to be on the trails in the first place.
So paramedics tending to Thaddeus Newman. Apparently took a pretty nasty hit. And yeah, now it looks like we got another set of firefighter EMTs heading over to help out the paramedics. Well, meanwhile, folks, looking over some of Prescott's other sports. Actually, the boys golf team was in action earlier today, and they had to suffer through the heat. They were over at Grand Canyon University for the Arizona High School Fall Preview. Prescott did okay. Jackson Carr leading the way with an even par 71. He's currently in the top 10 over there in the Arizona Fall Preview. Burley Johnson, he shot a 79 today. Speaking of the Prescott boys golf team, coming up on our halftime show, we will actually be talking to one of the members of the Prescott boys golf team, and that will be Tyler Blanchard. I think a lot of our listeners and viewers know his sister Kenzie Blanchard, state champion track and field athlete for Prescott last year. Who, Coach, we were talking about NAU, and that's where she is right now. NAU, and of course, they have a legendary track and field program up there.
They do. They've had one. They had one when I was even up there, so it's been a long time for the history of track up at NAU. A lot of cross-country guys up there that hike up.
Oh, yeah. Actually, another former Badger, Riley Hobson, who was the state champion javelin last year. I believe she is walking on to the NAU track and field team up there.
Good for her.
Yeah. Well, again, Coach, you look at that class of 2025 for Prescott, and what was it? I think Missy Townsend said, the athletic director, about 25 seniors signing to play at the next level. I can't remember the last time Prescott's had, any of our local high schools has had so many of their seniors signed to play at college.
Yeah, that's a lot out of one class.
Not
It's
only
multi-sports.
And not only athletes, but also Ashley Bates, one of the cheerleaders from last year. She signed at NAU.
Good for her.
And now it looks like Thaddeus Newman being loaded onto the gurney here by the paramedics. At least the good sign is we saw him moving his legs. So that is at least one good sign we have from Newman. And now they're rising the gurney, and looks like they're ready to put him into the ambulance. And again, well, all the best to Thaddeus Newman.
Let's hear it for Thaddeus Newman.
And everyone applauding Thaddeus
Looks like he
Newman.
raised his hand.
Oh, good. So long as he's moving the extremities, at least that is one good sign. So all the best to Thaddeus Newman. Whatever ails you, young man, hopefully a speedy recovery for you. So again, folks, we might have a little more delay here, like Coach Benetone said. The referees are probably going to give both Greenway and Prescott a few minutes to stretch and warm up here before we get back to action. 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Greenway is up, or excuse me, Prescott is up 14-3. And actually, looks like we have a woman out there in a pink shirt. And, Coach, I think that's actually an off-duty Phoenix police officer I ran into at one of the tables as one of the folks down on the field. I think that might be a relative of Newman's, hyping up the crowd and having them applaud Thaddeus as he's being taken away on the ambulance. So a lot of folks coming out to help out Thaddeus Newman as he's getting ready to be taken to the hospital. And I'm sure his folks are going to be heading over there with him too. Again, wishing him nothing but the best. And again, Coach, when it comes to Greenway, certainly probably going to be a little hard to play now, thinking of their buddy Travis Newman. I mean, hopefully with him moving all his extremities, that might lessen the worry a little bit. But still, it's got to be in the back of their heads.
That might motivate him to play harder for him, too, for the game. So it can be a good thing for the team, too. They'll think about him, but now they want to win.
Way to keep that crowd under control. Hey, Jeff.
And here goes the warm-up session.
Now looking at some other Prescott sports, Prescott girls volleyball, they were supposed to have their season opener last night, as now the ambulance is heading off the football field. Greenway starting to warm up. Again, Prescott girls volleyball, they were supposed to have their season opener last night. However, Canyon Del Oro, their opponent, had some transportation issues down in Tucson, and they couldn't make it up to Prescott.
Yeah, it was surprising. I can't believe that.
Yeah, for a big school district like Tucson, they couldn't find a bus or anything?
Yep.
Who knows?
That was amazing.
Well, anyway, the Badgers are actually down here in the Valley tonight. Well, the other Lady Badgers are down here in the Valley tonight. They're over at Estrella Foothills High School for the Wolves Classic. And speaking of more Badgers sports, tomorrow the cross-country team begins their season. No, actually, correction on that. They began their season on Tuesday. Prescott girls actually came in first place at the Chino Valley Multi-Meet. Tomorrow is actually their first big meet of the season, and they're going to be up in Flagstaff. They're going to be at the Peaks Invitational.
It's going to be nice weather for them up there.
Oh, yeah. Also at the same time, the Embry-Riddle cross-country team, they are also going to be up at Flagstaff tomorrow. They got the George Kite Invitational, and Coach Chris Bray, he actually has quite a few local high school runners on his team. McKenna Bray, who is part of that 2019 girls cross country state championship team, she's on there. I believe it was Blake Duggan who also went over to Embry-Riddle as well.
Good.
Also a couple Chino Valley runners there too, Dylan Eisner and Carly Murphy. So Embry-Riddle's starting to do a pretty good job of recruiting in their backyard.
They sure are. Well, there's good runners up in Prescott. There's a lot of good athletes, especially in the cross country.
Yeah. Well, speaking of former Prescott or former local high school athletes at Embry-Riddle, Carrie Cassoon entering her senior season for the Embry-Riddle women's soccer team.
Wow, that's incredible already.
And she will actually get to be in action tomorrow. Embry-Riddle women's soccer opening up their 2025 season, defending their GSAC championship. They'll be taking on Oregon Tech. Like I said, Carrie Cassoon, part of that team. Also, Caitlin Roscoff, former Chino Valley standout on that team. Speaking of Caitlin Roscoff, her sister Bella Roscoff, we will be seeing her in a Prescott uniform for girls basketball this season.
Those Roscoffs just keep putting those athletes out.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, she was actually an all-region selection as a freshman in basketball. Now she's going to join an already powerful girls basketball team with the likes of Bella Apt and Addie Prisciandero. That's going to be a solid team to watch this year.
There's a Roscoff quarterback at Desert Edge this year, too.
All right.
Big boy, 6'5".
Yeah, Caitlin's brother. And we're back to action here. Becker, short throw, gets that one out to Wardrop. Wardrop running over to the 30-yard line and run out of bounds and tackled by number 42, Caleb Fox. And it looks like he tackled him inbounds as the clock winding down. Final 13 seconds left to go. After we had about a 15-minute delay here as Thaddeus Newman had to be taken away in an ambulance. And they're going to be content to let the clock run down, and that will do it for the first quarter of action. Our score here at Greenway High School, Badgers 14, Demons 3. Let's take a 30-second break here. We will be back with the second quarter of action from Greenway High School right after this. And we are back here for the start of the second quarter, and now we've got a mob right beneath our broadcast position as everyone converging on the Raising Cane's chicken mascots, trying to get some of those chicken fingers. That's where we were at.
Feeding the student body.
Yeah. Man, look at that. It's almost like a horde of zombies going after like the non-zombie in a horror movie.
A lot of bees after honey, too.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Let's get back to the game.
All
See
right.
what's going on.
Greenway now moving right to left across your radio dial. It's 2nd and 11 for the Demons.
Okay, Green, we've got double twins.
Demons at the Badger 31. Long throw and almost intercepted by number 23, Kingston Douthit. Oh, he had it in his hands and it popped out.
Yep. Little hot popcorn bouncing around.
Well, Kai Becker certainly mopping his brow.
Yeah, he is. Because that was could have been a nice interception.
3rd and 11 now for Greenway. Again, they have the ball at the Badger 31. So a big play coming up here for the Demons as we get going with the second quarter. Becker dropping back, avoids a tackle, throws the ball, and again almost intercepted by Prescott. And I think that was Trace Overton who had a hand on that. By the way, folks, you are listening to Badger Football here on the news, 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA. Our time is 7:58. 7:58 actual time, 11:48 left to go in the second quarter. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. 4th down now for Greenway, and they're going to go for it on 4th and 11. Coach Ed Cook really rolling the bones here on this one.
Boy, is he ever, but he's in pretty good field position there for
Here's
him.
the rush, and it's going to be a sack for Prescott. And who gets it? That is number 75, Dante DeCourt.
Came through well. Good pressure, good rush. Quarterback should have stayed back in his pocket a little longer, but Dante was there.
Double D getting the sack in the early stages of the second quarter.
Prescott will take over on Demons 35.
So Badger ball. And there is the first sack of 2025 for Prescott. And it is done by Dante DeCourt.
You can go home with real American money.
First and 10 from the Greenway 36 for Prescott. Puglisi, already 2 touchdown throws tonight in his Badger debut. Run right up the middle, and a great path there for the running back. I think that was Jacob Chamberlain.
Brought down by number 14, Henry Thiel.
Yep, that was Chamberlain.
Henry Thiel with the tackle there on Chambo after he picked up 8 yards. So 2nd and 2 now for the Badgers. Ball looks to be at about the 44-yard line. 2 receivers out to the near side for the Badgers. Now Phillips in motion. And another false start penalty, which is about, I don't know, the 40th we've had so far.
Not quite, John. But
It feels that way.
I think we've had about 6.
Now I'm waiting for Coach Stedman to text me about me, exaggerating all the penalties and how frustrated I get at him. I'm sure he will in a couple minutes.
Have at it.
2nd and 15 now for the Badgers from the 39. Phillips again in motion. Flip is to Phillips. Actually, no, that's the fake to Phillips, and it's Chamberlain with the ball. Chamberlain gets up to about the 47, and he's brought down by Nick Saint.
Okay, they gave him first down. It's a little counter play. Fake the running back, gave the counter right up the gut.
So now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for Prescott. And this time they give the ball to Braylon Johnson. And the rodeo champ looks like he gets almost up to the 50-yard line. Actually, no, he gets past the 50.
5-6 yards, yeah.
Yeah.
Gave him 6.
Yeah, nice strong run there by Johnson.
A little counter play. Looked like he was going opposite direction, cuts back.
So it's going to be 2nd and 5 now for Prescott. They are in Greenway territory at the 49. 14-3 our score. Badgers on top. Johnson in motion. The give is to Johnson. He makes a sweep to the near side, and he gets shoved out of bounds by Guerrero.
May have lost a yard or held his own. Looks like he held his own. No gain.
Good job by Guerrero of tracking down Johnson. Again, Corey Guerrero last season, an all-Skyline region first team selection, 54 tackles for him in 2024.
Yeah, he did a good job containing him and working him outside.
Puglisi from the gun on 3rd down. Gives the ball to Chambo. Chambo bursts through the middle, and he picks up a first down. Great blocking there by the O-line, Coach.
It's like they're doing 30 guts, just straight dives.
Chamberlain, that is his 4th carry tonight. Again, Jacob Chamberlain is our guest on Senior Spotlight at halftime. He had a big smile on his face when I told him he was going to be our first Senior Spotlight of 2025.
Bet he did.
So, new set of downs, 1st and 10 for Prescott at the Greenway 43. 8:37 left to go in the second quarter. Puglisi. Oh, he slips and falls.
Yeah, there's something going on with that turf because that's, like I said, guys are slipping on that thing.
Yeah, Puglisi, I don't know. I guess he got tackled by the invisible man.
Yep.
Going to be a loss of, maybe about 6 or 7 on that one. Well,
right at 6.
Second, and they're going to call it 2nd and 17 now. Ball just inside Prescott territory. Nose of the ball right on the 50-yard line. Puglisi again from the gun. Phillips in motion. And there is the give to the running back. And one of the Demons jumps on his back. That's Braylon Johnson.
About 4.
Yeah, a lot. Johnson looked like he dragged that tackle with him.
Yeah, he kept his legs going, and that's a good job for running back. Keep pumping those legs.
Brady Knight with the tackle. Brady Knight going 6'2", 212. So good job by Johnson dragging him along for a couple of yards.
It definitely was.
50 yards on the ground tonight for Braylon Johnson.
The guy had him by 60 pounds.
3rd and 12 now for Prescott. Ball at the Greenway 45. Puglisi unloads that
Wide
one.
open.
It's caught by Phillips, and Phillips into the end zone for the touchdown.
Boy, that was poor pass coverage. I don't know how they let him keep going, running by. Wide open, had his closest defender was 8 yards from him, 8 to 10 yards.
So a 45-yard touchdown pass, Puglisi to Nick Phillips. And boy, oh boy, welcome to Prescott High School, Gio Puglisi. So Costas coming in for the extra point as the Badgers go up 20-3. And a little bit of a delay here as we had
That's where you don't get all your boys in. It's
well, now Overton to hold. Kick is up, a line drive kick that just gets into the gets through the uprights.
It was a bad snap, but Overton picked it up and got it on the tee. Did a good job.
So 21-3 the score. Badgers on top with 6:49 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back with more right after this. And welcome back to Greenway High School. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. As Gio Puglisi, what a debut game he's having for Prescott. 3 touchdown passes tonight. That last one, a 45-yarder to Nick Phillips. Actually, 3 touchdown passes for Puglisi and 3 different receivers. So talk about being a very democratic quarterback.
Yep, equal opportunity.
Costas ready to kick this one away for the Badgers. And here comes the return.
Take the reverse. Oh.
And Badgers able to bring him down. Looks like Trace Overton laying the
Trace
hat
did
on.
good coverage.
I think that was number 6, Angel Height Divine. And, Coach, you know, I had a talk with assistant coach for Prescott, Brandon Johnson, and
Brandon Johnson.
Brandon Johnson, thank you. And he was telling me that he had a talk with Gio Puglisi and said, look, Gio, I'm going to tell you this right now. You are not allowed to talk to Mr. Rust until you get 4 touchdowns in a game.
Oh, boy, well.
So he's 1 touchdown away from being allowed to talk to me.
And we're not even halftime yet.
I didn't even realize I had that kind of sway, you know.
New man on the block. He's got to earn his talking to John Rust.
And run going up the middle there for Greenway. Gains a few yards. And
Run by number 32.
Corey Guerrero, the ball carrier. And good run there by Guerrero. Picks up 8 yards there. So it'll be 2nd and 2 now for Greenway. Coming down to the final 6 minutes of the first half. Another run, and I think that might be Guerrero again. This time the Badgers were ready for him, and they just drill Guerrero into the ground. And I think that might be...
He got a first down, enough for a first.
3 yards, good for a Greenway. First down.
So ball now at the 30-yard line. Caleb Fox looked like he was one of the guys in on that tackle. Caleb Fox getting a lot of good action here tonight for Prescott. Becker with the handoff, goes up the middle. This time the Badgers, about 2 or 3 guys on him, and they drop the running back right into the turf. Again, that's Guerrero. Looked like we had number 72, Drew Roberts, in on the tackle.
Yeah, Drew's done a good job out there. The entire front line up there. Dante, Blake, Drew Roberts up there in front.
It's going to be a 1-yard loss. So it'll be 2nd and 11 now for the Demons. 5:10 left to go in the second quarter. Badgers up 21-3. Becker with the throw. Ball batted in the air. And I think that might have been number 20 for Prescott, Easton Shy.
Yeah, he came off the outside linebacker, so he got in there and deflected.
And very close to picking that ball off in midair was Kenny Miller-Terry.
Yep, he was the corner coming up off the edge.
And Kenny Miller-Terry, that's a guy that Coach Collette is high on for this season. Actually, KMT had a touchdown catch earlier in the game. Actually, that was the first touchdown of the game and the season. Becker, the throw, gets that one out to Wardrop. Wardrop over to the far side, gets knocked around by the Badgers, and it looks like they're able to keep him in bounds. Clock runs, and I don't think he got the first down. He did not.
Short about 3 yards. Picked up 7.
So 4th and 2 at the Greenway 37.
Well, they're going for it. That's amazing. This time it scored down like this and early in the game.
A big risk here for Coach Ed Cook and the Demons.
It is.
Oh, and we get a penalty. And from
he
the
may
way
change his mind on this now. Yeah, there he goes. He's changed his mind.
From the way Justin Mecker just kind of like raised his head, lifted it up to the sky like, oh, you got to be kidding me, man.
Yep.
And so now they are going to punt the ball away.
Yeah, 4th and 2 and 4th and 7. You don't want to do it.
4:05 remaining in the second quarter of a 21-3. And the ball skips away from the punter. He picks it up, gets the punt off, and that is going to fall.
Right back.
Oh, geez.
Almost at the line of scrimmage.
A bad snap there, and that
About
ball.
5-yard punt.
Yeah, that ball was just bopping all over the place there on the punter. Couldn't get a handle on it until the last second.
It's
and
a low
like you
snap,
said,
but he got it away, and he got it out about the 40 compared to being on about the 11.
Still, the Badgers in most excellent field position for their next drive.
Yes, they are.
Well, we'll see if Gio Puglisi can get his 4th touchdown throw and, actually have the privilege of talking to me.
I'm going to make him talk to me first.
You're the Hall of Famer, Coach. I'm not. So, yeah, I would say he has to go through you before he goes to me.
So. Thank you, John.
There's the give to Chambo. And he has a great run up the middle, bounced off a couple tackles, still on his feet, and hurled out of bounds.
That's going to be a personal foul. It's going to tack on another 15.
Chamberlain hurled out of bounds by a Demon.
Picked up 12, and I picked up 15 more. He just heaved him. He just picked him up and threw him. But Chamberlain did a great job. Second effort. He was going down, still bounced back, got another 5 or 6 yards, then got thrown out. And here we go with the march.
That's another personal foul against Greenway. That's their second tonight.
Yep, that's going to put us right about the 12-yard line. Things that drive coaches nuts.
I can only imagine how many times you were driven nuts in your career, Coach.
A few times.
Again,
But
first.
luckily, we have a lot of bad calls, too, on us.
Again, 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for the Badgers. Puglisi from the gun. Fakes the give. He's going to run it himself. And Puglisi trying to make the turn. And he's cut off by a couple of demons. And they just sandwich him, take him to the ground. Looks like number 20 for Greenway. That is Aiden Cluck making the tackle. About, what, a 2 or 3 yard gain there by Puglisi.
Yep. A lot of effort for that.
3:14 remaining in the second quarter of a 21-3 game. Prescott on top, and they are threatening to extend that lead. And now it looks like that's Trace Overton in the backfield. He runs the ball himself right through the middle into the end zone for the touchdown. Little wildcat action there by Trace Overton for the touchdown.
Great job. That nice hole by the lineman. Got to give those offensive linemen a lot of credit up front. It's Dante and Josiah Dykstra, Carter Cachette, Dylan Barker, and Bo Bryce.
Yeah.
Did the job up front.
Boy, oh boy, did they lay down a path for Trace Overton, and he took advantage of it big time. And now Overton, after getting that touchdown run, he's going to hold the ball for Brady Costas for the PAT. Costas, 3 for 3 on his point afters tonight. There's a snap, low snap, there's the kick. And it is still good.
I'll tell you what, Overton's really scooping those up. That bad snaps twice now, and he scooped them right up nicely. Set it on the tee.
2:52 left to go in the second quarter. And our score is Prescott 28, Greenway 3. Let's take a 30-second break here on our game broadcast. We'll be back with more from Phoenix right after this. Well, Coach, I said in the pregame which team is going to get off on the right foot for 2025, and I think we already have our answer here.
Yeah, I think Prescott's getting that done. They got little things are going to straighten out, but they're doing much better this quarter.
28-3, Badgers on top after a Trace Overton touchdown run. Now Costas kicking it away for the Badgers.
But
and here comes the return for the Demons. And
stopped him on the 20.
Yeah,
maybe the 19, right at the 20.
Trying to get the number on the return man for Greenway. It looks like it's number two.
Number 2.
Aiden Granado. And the Demons have a long way to go to get on the board. Demons just 3 points tonight, looking for their first touchdown of the game and their first touchdown of 2025.
Started really good. They gained, 4 first downs in a row?
Yeah.
Mixing it up between runs and up the gut, sweeps and passes.
Greenway coming off a 3-7 record last year. However, a little deceiving record. If you heard our morning report with Coach Collette, Greenway last year, 5 of their 7 losses were by just 1 score.
Yeah, very tight games for them last year. But they had a good crew, too, so.
Becker steps back, trying to find someone to throw it to. Now scrambles, throws, and
he had room to run, too, so.
Intended for Granado. And I think that was number 23, Douthit, who was all over Granado, keeping him from catching that ball. So incomplete.
I'm surprised Greenway does not have a big squad either from varsity compared to Prescott over there.
Yeah.
They're down in numbers. They only have JV and varsity, no freshman program.
2nd and 10 now for the Demons. And run going to the left side. Badgers look like they were ready for it. Guerrero with the ball, and Guerrero gets about 3 or 4 yards off of that one.
He's a hard runner. He's not big, but he gets through there pretty good.
So it'll be 3rd and 6 now for Greenway. Ball at the 24-yard line as we're coming down to the final 2 minutes in the 2nd quarter.
Okay, they got double twins.
Becker dropping back under pressure, makes the throw intended for Wardrop, and he does not get it. By the way, we do have an update from Prescott Valley. The Bradshaw Mountain Bears taking on Arcadia to open up the season. How about this, Coach? Arcadia up 23-0 over Bradshaw.
Well, Arcadia's ranked 7th or something, I believe.
I think they were 8th, and Bradshaw is actually 7th.
Yeah, that was going to be a good match, but I'm surprised. Arcadia must be pretty tough going against Bradshaw, that score like that.
So
Bob does like his non-region games tough. Gets him ready, though.
Oh, yeah. Here's the punt by Greenway.
Good little punt.
Oh, and it's missed by Douthit. And it's fumbled again, and Greenway recovers. Douthit unable to pick up the ball, but Greenway does, and it's number 2, Aiden Granado, who gets the fumble recovery for the Demons. And now the Demons with a little spark of life in them.
Yeah, that's what you never know what's going to happen in a punt. Bad snap or fumble on the kick return. You never. That's what special teams are all about.
Well, the Demons.
What ifs?
Yeah, the Demons now with a good chance of trying to chip away at this Prescott lead. Greenway with the ball at the 37 in Badger territory. Becker hurling the ball. And it's all caught and then dropped by Wardrop.
He turned around and caught that ball very well, but couldn't hang on. That was a good catch, though. A good attempted catch.
Yeah. Well, Wardrop doing something that he didn't want to do, as the second part of his name says, drop the ball.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how many times he's gotten that kind of joke aimed at him. Probably like, I've heard enough of that, okay? Knock it off.
No doubt.
In fact, if his family's listening or watching our game, they're probably saying, shut up, Rust.
Yep. Probably are, Joe.
Hey, they won't be the first people to tell me to shut up. Certainly not going to be the last. Becker hands off the ball. Run goes up the middle, and a good run it is, and I think that's Guerrero again.
Yeah, there was. It was a good quick hitter and gained 6 yards on it. They do well at those quick hitters. They fire off the ball very well.
Guerrero tonight, 31 yards rushing. This will bring up 3rd and 4 for the Demons. Ball at 31. Throw by Becker. Oh, it's intercepted! Intercepted by Kenny Military! KMT at the 40, the 30, the 20. It's a pick 6 by KMT! Well, tit for tat there. The Demons get the ball on a turnover, and then Prescott comes right back and they score on a turnover. Kenny Military, his 2nd touchdown of the night. This one a pick 6.
He was right in good position for that pass and picked it right off.
Great job coming down the near sideline to get the
coverage.
score. And boy, that has just got to deflate Greenway after getting that fumble recovery on the botched punt return, I should say.
Yeah.
And now Brady Costas, 4 for 4 on his PATs. Looking to make it an even 5 here. Overton to hold. There's the snap. Kick is up.
Looks good.
And Costas, 5 for 5 in extra points. So Kenny Miller-Terry with the pick 6. And that puts the Badgers on top 35-3, 53 seconds left to go in the second quarter. We'll take a 30-second break here, and we'll be back with more from Greenway High School right after this. Welcome back to Greenway High School. John Rust and Lou Benetton with you here. And Kenny Miller-Terry certainly getting Badger Nation pumped up with a pick 6. And well, Coach Cody Collette wasn't lying when he said KMT is going to be a player to watch this year. And he's already with 2 touchdowns so far in the season opener.
Yeah, he's a very good two-way player.
Speaking of players to watch, Brady Costas doing a really good job in the kicking game.
Yes, he is.
Line drive kick. Oh, and it goes through the hands of number 2, Granado, into the end zone.
How many times coaches tell kids don't catch with your hands, basket catch?
Well, Greenway's going to start at the 20-yard line here with 53 seconds left to go in quarter number 2. And obviously, folks, kind of late coming into the end of the second quarter here, but we had about a 15-minute delay earlier in the game as Thaddeus Newman had to be taken off the field in an ambulance. Hopefully that young man's doing okay.
Yes, hopefully he is.
Becker going to hand off the ball to one of his running backs, and he takes it up to about the 27-yard line.
Good size hole there. They're running right up.
And again, that's Corey Guerrero. 8 yards gained on the play by Guerrero. And the clock keeps winding down. 34 seconds left to go in the first half.
We got a couple new men up in the front up in there. Looks like Dow's in there.
And again, the give, I believe, is to Guerrero again. This time the Badgers just swarm all over him. One of the guys in on that tackle for Prescott, number 56, Gunnar Parra. Good to see him back out on the field after he missed the second half of last season with an injury.
Yep, it is. He's got those shoulders that causing a problem, but it's good to see him in here.
Oh, and by the way, since we mentioned Gunnar Parra, I got to say hi to his sister, R.J. Parra, pitcher for Weber State softball, who I'm sure is watching this game as the clock hits 0 and the first half comes to an end. And it's pretty much been all Badgers this first half. 35-3 is our score here at halftime. We'll take a break. When we come back, we got 2 interviews lined up for you folks. We've got our senior spotlight with Prescott running back Jacob Chamberlain. Then we also have an interview with Tyler Blanchard from the Prescott boys golf team, as their season is underway. In fact, they're down here tonight in Phoenix, or they were down here earlier today at the Arizona Fall Preview at Grand Canyon University. All right, folks, break here for halftime, and we will be back with more from Greenway High School after our interviews. And we are back here at Greenway High School. John Rust, Lou Benetone. Actually, Lou Benetone stepped out for a minute or two to take a powder. But, well, you got me. And, boy, oh, boy, what a game it has been. Prescott certainly putting their stamp early on the 2025 season. Badgers out to a 35-3 lead over Greenway. Gio Puglisi in his Prescott debut. Again, last season he was at North Canyon High School. Now this year he's up at Prescott, and the Badgers are certainly happy to have him. Gio Puglisi, 3 touchdown throws in tonight's game to 3 different receivers. He has linked up with Kenny Miller-Terry, Nick Phillips, and he has also nailed Sean Kidd with a touchdown throw as well. Also, Kenny Miller-Terry, he also had a pick 6 earlier in the game, or later in the game, I should say. So Kenny Miller-Terry already 2 touchdowns tonight. Trace Overton, he also had a touchdown run in the game as well. And Brady Costas, 5 for 5 on his point after attempts so far in this game. So Costas doing a really good job of taking over the kicking game for Johan Gunderman. Gunderman, again, a great receiver last year and a great kicker. So big shoes to fill there for Costas, and he is filling them nicely. Also, Dante DeCourt, he has a sack for Prescott. Meanwhile, over on Greenway, well, their only score has come off the foot of Killian Connor with a field goal early in the game. In fact, in Greenway's first drive of the game, it ended with Connor getting a field goal. However, that has been the only score for Greenway so far in this game. Again, looked like they had a chance late in the second quarter to get on the board, but then Kenny Miller-Terry getting that pick 6, probably about a 55, 60-yard pick 6 for KMT. Also for Greenway, we had Aiden Granado getting a fumble recovery, and that came off a botched punt return. So that is where we are at right now in our game. Prescott up 35-3. Meanwhile, let's check out the Tri-City scoreboard. We got some other action going on tonight, and of course we got a big game going on up at Bradshaw Mountain High School. The Bears taking on the Titans of Arcadia, and right now, last report we got, Arcadia on top 23-0. So we are hoping to get some more updates on that game as it goes on.
Arcadia did a good job last year too, so they're still a pretty powerful team.
And of course we had a couple other games going on tonight. Back up in Prescott, the Yavapai College women's soccer team, they took on Laramie County College. In fact, we were talking about all these ex-Prescott athletes moving on to college. Well, Laramie County College, that's where former Prescott soccer player Lainey Lucas is at, part of that state runner-up team from last year. Yavapai College getting a 2-1 win over Laramie County. And by the way, speaking of the Yavapai College women's soccer team, we are going to have some of them on the Tri-City Sports Roundup tomorrow morning at 8:06. Right here on KYCA, the News 1490 AM, 103.5 FM. Kira Campbell and Mari Holiday. Mari Holiday, actually a former Chino Valley player, and Kira Campbell, they'll be joining us. I believe also Coach Rosie DeWeese will be in the studio with us too. Also back up in Prescott tonight, the Embry-Riddle volleyball team in action against Westcliff, and they got the sweep in that one. Final score 3-0. Also, the Prescott golf team, they were down here earlier today for the Arizona Fall Invitational. Jackson Carr shooting an even par 71 in the first day of competition. Also on the gridiron tonight, Chino Valley taking on Highland Prep. They're up in Chino Valley. We have not yet got a score from that game. So there you have it, our Tri-City scoreboard. And meanwhile, here in Greenway, where the temperature, well, it actually got just under 100 degrees, but still pretty toasty out there, huh, Coach?
It really is. I want to compliment you on all the coverage you do of all the teams and following through of all our athletes and where they are, John. That's really admirable of you, and for a small community to keep up with our athletes and our PHS kids and all the different colleges. Thank you. Did a nice job.
Well, you're welcome. It's our pleasure, Coach, and certainly a lot of alumni to keep up with, and not just from Prescott, but also Bradshaw and Chino, and of course
the whole Tri-City. Do a nice job.
Yeah, and Yavapai College, sending some of their athletes all over the place. In fact, speaking of another local athlete, Brianne Petty, who was a Chino Valley grad, pitching last year for Yavapai. Well, she followed her, the former Yavapai coach, Callie Pugh, over to New Mexico Highlands.
That's nice. Well, John, I got to admit, you keep track of kids from all kinds of teams. I have trouble keeping my names of my own kids.
Now, trust me, I come up with lists, so that kind of helps.
Yep.
So anyway, Coach, we're coming down to the start of the second half here. By the way, before we start, I want to definitely thank Jacob Chamberlain for joining us for Senior Spotlight, and Tyler Blanchard from the Prescott Golf Team for joining us on the halftime interview. And Jacob Chamberlain, actually, I think we're off to a good start with Senior Spotlight, because Chambo gave me some pretty good answers to some of my questions. One of the questions I asked is, of course, what's your favorite subject in school? And his answer was history.
All right, nice.
Hey, history buff like me. Honestly, Coach, about half the channels I watch on YouTube are history-related channels.
I think I was one class short of a minor in history, too. I love history, too.
Oh, heck yeah. And the other one that I got, too, was when I asked who his favorite band or musician is, what did he say? Metallica.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, heck yeah.
He got right to your heart, didn't he?
Hey, it wasn't very far from here that, I actually saw Metallica in concert a few years ago. They were over at State Farm Stadium.
I remember you mentioned something about that on a trip.
Yeah, up in the nosebleed sections that cost about $72. In fact, and I'll tell you what, if it wasn't for the big screens they had on stage, I'd be standing there squinting going, is that James Hetfield down there, or is that an ant? I can't tell.
Those big screens sure help out, don't they?
Oh, they do. You know what? Worth it.
Oh, it is, I'm sure.
Oh, man. Actually, that was just a great overall show. Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, Gojira.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So anyway,
even up in the nosebleed section is still entertaining.
Oh, heck yeah. Well, speaking of entertaining, it's been an entertaining game for Badger Nation, up 35-3. But, Coach, you've been in situations like this before where you've been on the wrong end of scores like this. What do you tell your team at halftime?
You have to regroup, and you have to talk about the mistakes you made, mistakes you cannot make. You go through some of your film, talk about where the breakdowns were. You got to build your kids back up, and I think this team is a little down, but I think this coach is going to get them built up a little bit more. Badgers can't back down. I've been in situations where you're ahead and you kind of back off, and all of a sudden the game kind of gets a little closer than you want it to get. Mm-hmm. So Badgers still have to keep their kids fired up at this game. I always say we're only winning by 1 point no matter what the score is.
Yeah. And, well, Coach, you're certainly knowing a lot more about these Badgers this year as you're kind of back in the fold for coaching. You're actually helping out with the freshman team at Prescott.
Yeah, I came back out of retirement. Cody talked to me, and I'm enjoying it. A good group of kids. They're hard workers. Got about 38 boys, 36 there, 38 boys, and they're hard-working kids. I dish it out, and they take it. I haven't chased any off yet, but it's fun regrouping. It's a little more difficult because the last 14 years I was with varsity. Now I'm back with freshmen. It's a different group of young men, but they're enjoyable, and the family's all supportive.
So when Coach Collette got you back, did you tell him, just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in?
That's pretty much what's happening. Got here 53 years ago. I thought I was pretty much done with it, and I'm back in the mix of it. But I thank him for bringing me back in. It's been really good for me mentally and emotionally. Just get back in. I'm surprised how much is coming out of me again.
Yeah. Well, speaking of being here 53 years, it's kind of interesting because when we were heading down here, we actually drove by the very first house you owned here in Prescott.
Yeah, 1972, right on Rosser Street.
Oh, man.
Remodeled that house and sold it and moved into another one and finally built mine. I've been in there 48 years. So Love Prescott. Glad I got there. All my kids grew up here. Diane and I, our kids, and we love that town, and the kids still love it too.
Mm-hmm. And of course, they have a good time, I'm sure, coming up and seeing you. Like I said, you got your son Mark still in the Yavapai County with Sedona Fire Department, and apparently he's really. Did you tell me he's a captain up there?
Yeah,
or
he's been a captain for several years. He's got 20 years in there.
Oh, so. Wow.
Nate's been down in Tucson 18 years coaching. He's at Sell Point High coaching. Gabe's coaching at Queen Creek High School. Courtney's teaching down in the Queen Creek area too, and my daughter Kathy's in Texas. So kids are very successful, having a good time. 12 grandkids, and we're enjoying it.
Hey, speaking of which, who's Solid Point Catholic playing tonight?
They're playing Marana.
Oh, okay.
And Marana was 10-0 last year.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, and they beat them last year, upset them. But that's where they had their big 200-some-yard penalties. So it's going to be an interesting game tonight for them. It's a good matchup.
Well, both teams warming up here as we get set for the second half of action. John Russ, Lou Benetone with you. And, well, we've got another update from Prescott Valley, end of the third quarter. And how about this? Bradshaw Mountain has shut out Arcadia in the third quarter, and they actually got on the board. So right now it's Arcadia 23, Bradshaw Mountain 8.
Bob makes tremendous adjustments. He's one of the best coaches I've ever seen that makes halftime adjustments.
Not even just halftime adjustments, but sometimes half-season adjustments. I mean, when he was up in Mingus, how many times did we see those Mingus teams go 0-5, and then they win the next 5 games, the last 5 games of the season?
Yeah, he'll regroup them, he'll build them up, and but again, he likes those tough schedules at the end of the year, gets them prepared to go into region, and he does that well. But he can adjust in the middle of games too. But halftime adjustments have always been pretty powerful by Bob and his group.
And that is actually going to be the last game of the regular season on our schedule, Prescott versus Bradshaw Mountain.
I remember when it used to be the first, then they moved it to the last, then they had the middle. Yeah, the last is probably the best because sometimes you start at the beginning, it's a downer, winner, if you lose that thing. So.
And I believe that game is going to be the day before Halloween, too.
Oh, great.
I wonder how many Halloween references I can come up with that night.
I'm sure you'll come up with some.
If you have ticket number 5.
So Greenway will receive to start the second half. And back there to get the ball for the Demons, we've got Justin Mecker. I believe also Aiden Granado is back there too. Brady Costas to kick. And Coach, we've been saying a lot of praises about Brady Costas. He's been doing a good job in the kicking game here in game number 1.
He really has. Prescott the last several seasons has come up with some good kickers.
So would you say
field goal, but on kickoff, everything. We've been doing really well.
Who would you say is probably the best kicker you had when you were coaching Prescott?
Oh, Bonilla was one of them. That was back in 2002. He was one of them. We've had several. Pridey was good kicking too.
And here comes Here comes a run, and not much of a return there, as it looks like it's number 8 for Prescott, Nick Phillips, and he stops the return man in a hurry.
Yeah, he got down the field really well, kept his lane right to the runner. He's what we call kind of the headhunter or bullet right to the ball.
So that ball going to be spotted right at the 15-yard line, so Greenway got a lot of ground to make up here in their first drive of the second half. 35-3 the score, the Badgers on top. As Kai Becker will lead his troops into battle again. Becker hands the ball off. I think that's Guerrero. Guerrero going up the middle, and he is just swarmed by about 3 or 4 Badgers. One of them, number 50 for Prescott. That is Minnow Dow, junior 6'3", 200-pounder.
Wish that one player for Greenway did not have yellow cleats on because I keep thinking it's a flag.
5-yard pickup there by Guerrero. 2nd and 5 now for the Demons. Run goes up the middle, and the Badgers stuff it in a hurry. It looks like just a whole line came down on that running back.
Gained about a yard. It's a quick hitter again, but the defense was there, stacked it up pretty good.
So that is going to be 3rd and 4 now for the Demons. And it looks like they've got the ball. Oh, it looks like right at the 22-yard line. Becker, 2 backs behind him. Keeps the ball himself. He scrambles to the far side. Still running, throwing the ball, and it's intercepted by Prescott. Not going to be a pick 6, but a great interception, and I'm trying to get the number. I think that might have been number 12 for the Badgers, Ashton Whitwell.
Intercepted by number 12, Ashton Whitwell.
I coached his father, Chris Whitwell, years ago.
You have a winner in the 50.
So the second interception by Prescott, Kenny Miller-Terry had the first one. He made that one a pick 6. Whitwell, however, he returns that one to about the 24-yard line, actually. So the Badgers in great field position for this drive. Costly turnover for the Demons.
They have. They've had 2 costly turnovers, 2 interceptions in the last possessions. One for 6, and the other puts them on a good position to score again. Quarterback had room to run on that. I think he just tried to squeeze it in, but
Puglisi, he steps back, he rolls, he throws, and it's caught by Chamberlain. And Chamberlain rushing out to the 15-yard line, breaks a tackle, still on his feet. Chamberlain near the end zone and just misses getting inside.
Chamberlain does great second effort. He did that last year too, but his second effort is just phenomenal.
And this looks like it's going to be 1st and goal from about the, what was it, about the
8-yard line?
8-yard line, yeah. Puglisi. And he hands it off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain bursts through the middle and into the end zone for the touchdown. And Chambo with his first touchdown run of 2025.
Now's our opportunity to bring in some of our JVs. We got a lot of JVs over there too.
Now 41-3 now for Prescott. I think we're getting close to running clock here too.
Yes, we are.
So Costas looking to make it 6 for 6 on his PATs. Overton to hold. He's done a great job holding tonight.
Sure has. Good combination, the kicker and the holder.
Kick is up.
Did it again. That was a good snap to the side, and Overton still got it down nicely.
6 for 6. Costas on the PATs. Jacob Chamberlain with the touchdown. And with 10:09 left to go in the 3rd quarter, our score, Prescott 42 and Greenway 3. We'll take a 30-second break here on our Badger broadcast, and we'll be back with more right after this. Well, I don't know. Maybe being a senior spotlight interview was some good luck for Jacob Chamberlain as he gets his first touchdown of 2025. Chamberlain 1 touchdown last season. Well, he's hoping to get a lot more than 1 this year, and he's on his way.
He's got 9 games more, so I've got a feeling he's going to score a few more.
Oh, I think so too. 42-3 Badgers as they're dominating the season opener. We're just in the 3rd quarter. Fake on the reverse. Return man avoids 1 tackle, doesn't avoid another one. I think that was number 42. And that is Caleb Fox with a great hit. We've been calling his name out a lot tonight, Coach.
Yeah, he's been getting down there really well.
So that'll put the ball right around the 16-yard line for Greenway. By the way, folks, Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't. 5 locations in northern Arizona: Prescott, Chino, Dewey, Flagstaff, and the Verde Valley. Another sponsor of Prescott Badger football. Justin Beck or Kai Becker. I got Becker and Mecker here. Jeez. Kai Becker trying to get something going here for Greenway. Hands off the ball to, I believe that's Guerrero. Guerrero gets wrapped up from behind.
Number 5.
And that is number 24, Noble Ortega. Noble Ortega, who I actually had on Tri-City Sports Roundup a couple weeks ago, him and Trace Overton. And if you missed that show, you can go to our YouTube channel, KYCA Digital, and check out that show.
Okay, they're in a 2-back set.
Becker drops back, makes the throw. There's the catch. I think that might be Wardrop who got that ball, and Wardrop gets dropped after gaining about 3 or 4 yards.
About 3rd and about 3, roughly.
Actually, he ran a lot farther than I thought, so good
Yeah.
pickup there by Wardrop.
Actually 2, 3rd and about 2.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 2 yards to go for the Demons.
It's good we're moving in some other boys, get some playing time, some experience out there.
Another run there by Greenway. It looks like they're going to get the first down.
Run by number 14.
And that is Henry Thiel, who gets about maybe 6 yards on that one, and he picks up a Greenway first down. Just the second time that Thiel has carried the ball tonight for the Demons. So 1st and 10 for Greenway. Looks like they got the ball on the 31-yard line. 7:45 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Becker. Now he's going to run the ball himself, and Becker gets slammed out of bounds by a pair of Badgers. Ortega, one of the guys in on the tackle, along with Easton Shy.
Yep.
And Becker looks like he picked up about 3 or 4 yards on that play.
4 yards for Becker brings up second down and 6 yards.
Going to be 2nd and 6 now for the Demons. They have the ball at the 35 in their territory. Time running down, 7:07 left to go in quarter number 3. Becker hands off the ball. I think that's Guerrero, and Guerrero, well, he gets...
Luckily, you get a half a yard to yard.
Actually, that's going to be Thiel, the ball carrier, and that is number 79, Big Blake McGlory, who wrapped him up. McGlory going 6'6", 315 pounds.
Big boy.
Can't remember the last time the Badger line has had so many big guys.
I've never had that much.
You're probably going, where were these guys when I was coaching? I don't remember any.
No, not back when I coached. All those years, never.
3rd and 5 now for the Demons. And I think that's Thiel again, and Thiel just gets hammered into the ground by Prescott. Number 42, one of the guys in on the tackle again, Caleb Fox.
Yep, that Fox student.
Oh, we got a flag. I think this is some extracurricular activity out there, Coach.
I think Greenway may get a little frustrated.
I don't know if Greenway...
They don't need that.
Yeah, I don't know if Greenway put their hands on a Badger player or maybe they said something untoward to the officials.
We'll find out real quickly here.
This is going to be personal foul against
That's their
Greenway.
3rd this game.
Oh, actually, it looks like, yeah, Prescott got a personal foul too, so it'll be offsetting.
Yeah, offsetting.
So both sides getting a little testy there with 5:35 to go in the 3rd quarter. Killian Connor to punt the ball away for the Demons. I think that's Douthit back there to return the punt. And the Demons kind of taking their time getting this punt off. Here we go. Low snap. Almost blocked by the Badgers. Kind of a line drive punt. Oh, and it hit off the back of one of the Demons.
Well, that's a live ball. What's going on? Yep.
Ball down at the 40-yard line. By the way, folks, Yavapai Exceptional Industries, a charitable organization supporting adults with disabilities. Since 1974, the tour will make your day. Yavapai Exceptional Industries, another fine Badger football sponsor. Also, folks, you're listening to Badger Football on the News 1490 AM, 103.5 FM, KYCA, Prescott, Arizona, USA, where our time is 9 o'clock. So the Badgers starting at their own 42-yard line. Puglisi hands that one off to Johnson. Johnson bulling his way up the middle.
About 6 yards, it looks like. About 5 yards.
Yeah, Braylon Johnson putting together some pretty good runs here tonight.
Yeah, he's hitting the hole hard and getting some good speed. Looks like he's averaging close to 5 yards a carry at least.
Yeah, looks like we're going to get a pretty good running back duo here with Jacob Chamberlain and Braylon Johnson this season. But you also got Nick Phillips and Trace Overton, and they're sure to be in the mix as well. 2nd and 5 now for the Badgers. Puglisi just going to hand that one off to Chamberlain. Chamberlain bangs his way off a couple of tackles, and it looks like Chambo got the first down there for Prescott, and he did.
Yeah, he picked up about 7 yards. He runs hard. He runs very hard, and he does not want to go down.
.310 remaining here in the third quarter of a 42-3 game. Badgers trying to start off well here, get their first win of 2025 before they return for 2 straight home games, and going to be 2 challenging home games over the next couple of weeks. They got Northwest Christian and Thunderbird on the docket.
Yeah, Thunderbird and Northwest Christian, that'll be some challenges. It's going to really test us. But we'll test them.
There's
too.
the gift to Johnson, and Johnson shoves his way past a couple of tackles and gets up to about the 42-yard line. Of course, that game last year between Prescott and Northwest Christian, Badgers winning by 1 point, and that was a game that made our Tri-City Sports Roundup top 10 local games of the year list.
Well, that was some game, I tell you.
Oh, boy, it was.
I still see them with that big running back go wide instead of straight up the gut. I couldn't understand that when they were going for 2.
2nd and 6 now for the Badgers. And Prescott just kind of taking their time here, and why not? 12 seconds left on the play clock, and we'll see if Puglisi might let it run down to almost 0 here. No, he doesn't. And there goes the run by Prescott. Johnson on his horse. Johnson at the 20-yard line at the 15. Oh, taken down. Coach, I think we're going to get a we're going to get a horse collar here.
Yeah, or they grabbed the helmet or the face. I couldn't tell.
I'm thinking it's probably a horse collar, but again, we'll see. But Johnson, he was able to slide
face
through
mask.
A couple of tackles. Yeah.
He came over the top of the helmet too. Grabbed the face mask. That's half the distance, so this should be an easy chipping.
Yeah, Johnson almost with a breakaway there.
They're still running their entire first offense.
And the Badgers just kind of standing around now as they're kind of content to bleed some time here as
Someone's coming on and limping.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. It looks like that might be. Looks like that's Puglisi, who is limping a little bit there, but he's still in. 10 seconds left on the play clock. Puglisi going to give the ball to Johnson, and Johnson runs into the end zone for his first touchdown of 2025. A 7-yard touchdown run by the World High School Bareback champion.
He's not a tough football kid, not a tough runner.
And now we have Brady Costas coming in, and he has been perfect on his PATs tonight for the Badgers. And Trace Overton has, again, we've said it, done a great job holding the ball for Costas. Kick is up. And once again, it's good. 49-3. Prescott on top. 36 seconds remaining in the third quarter. So we'll take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Prescott football. We'll be back with more from Greenway High School right after this. We are back here at Greenway High School. John Russ, Lou Benetton with you. And, Coach, one of the things I'm really noticing here is Coach Collette doing a great job of getting everyone involved in the act. I mean, we've had a whole bunch of touchdowns by a whole bunch of Badgers. Braylon Johnson, a touchdown run. Jacob Chamberlain, a touchdown run. Trace Overton, a touchdown run. Kenny Miller-Terry with 2 touchdowns. Sean Kidd, a touchdown. Nick Phillips, a touchdown catch. Just everyone is getting involved in the scoring here.
Good variety of stuff, good variety of play, combination of the boys. Yeah, when you have threats that anybody can score, that's a nice offense.
Costas with the kick. And here comes, and it's dropped by the return man. He finally picks it up. I think that's Granado. He avoids one tackle, avoids another, spins off one tackle, still on his feet, and taken down at the 33-yard line. So a pretty good return there by Granado after he bobbled the ball to get things going.
30 yards, and he still gained 30 yards.
Well, good way to keep your head, good way to not get flustered and turn what could have been nothing into a big something.
Yep, it was.
And I think Greenway is going to be content to let the clock run down and end the third quarter here.
Yeah.
So we will go to quarter number 4 with our score, Prescott 49, Greenway 3. We'll take a 30-second break here on our broadcast of Badger football. We'll be back with more right after this. And we are back here at Greenway High School. John Rust and Lou Benetton with you, and we are in running clock with the score 49-3 in favor of Prescott. And, Coach, I have a feeling the next 2 weeks we're not going to be seeing scores like this. Next 2 weeks, I think the Badgers are going to be in for a real trial as they go up against Northwest Christian and Thunderbird.
They are. It's going to be a challenge for Prescott to put up a battle. I mean, anybody can win those games. It's just how each team plays. So Prescott's getting off to a good start.
Still a nice confidence booster here going into those 2 tough matches the next couple of weeks.
It definitely is.
Again, folks, we are in running clock as Becker hands off the ball. Run goes up the middle, and not much of a run. Badgers did a good job forming a wall of white there to stop the back. And couldn't get a number on who the ball carrier was for Greenway.
It's terrible, the colors, those numbers. I know they're outlined in gold, but I like solid number colors.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be 2nd and 8 now for Greenway.
Swing pass.
And that is caught by Wardrop, and Wardrop gets dropped, and it's Caleb Fox again.
He did a great job coming across there.
And by the way, folks, tonight's game is sponsored in part by Badger alum Steve Blair, owner of Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Also, tonight's game brought to you by the Badgers' biggest fans, Prescott Unified School District. Every child, every day. Support your Badgers with your Arizona tax credit. Go to PrescottSchools.com.
All right.
3rd and 10 now for Prescott,
Going into the crowd.
or for Greenway, excuse me. And Becker running, and Becker wrapped up by number 72 for the Badgers, Drew Roberts. Roberts coming from behind, and Roberts, 5'9", 175 pounds, and just getting a nice bear hug there on Becker to stop his run, and this will bring up 4th and 12 for the Demons.
Yep.
Also, folks, tonight's game brought to you by Olson's for Healthy Animals, where good enough just isn't, with 5 locations in northern Arizona: Prescott, Chino, Dewey, Flagstaff, and the Verde Valley. Killian Connor to punt the ball away for the Demons. High kick, and that is going to drop around the 40-yard line. And that will roll to a stop at about the 33-yard line.
Connor's punt is down at the
9:40 left to go in the 4th quarter of what is turning out to be an excellent season opener for Prescott. And certainly a lot of question marks for this Prescott team coming into tonight, Coach, with so many of the guys who went to the Elite Eight last year having graduated.
Yeah, it is. But, you regroup every year, and there's a lot of young linemen actually on this team, a lot of young players, but they're doing very well.
Of course, some of those guys going on to play at the next level. Josiah Peoples signing with El Camino College for football. And, of course, Uriah Tenet, well, not football, but he's over at the University of New Mexico for basketball.
Good for him. I mean, it's great opportunities for those kids.
And there's the give to Jacob Chamberlain. Chamberlain bounces off a tackle, still on his feet. Chambo going to get the first down and then some. And he gets wrapped up by about 4 Demons, still on his feet and finally taken down at the sidelines. Jacob Chamberlain, 4 guys all over him, and was still keeping his legs moving.
I told you, he doesn't want to go down. He doesn't like the ground.
By the way, folks, we got a new quarterback in there. It's sophomore James Hefferon.
He's a JV quarterback. He's not a bad kid either.
Yeah.
I watched him in spring training. He does pretty well.
So Gio Puglisi out of the game. And Puglisi only had 3 touchdown throws, so he doesn't get to talk to me,
No,
Coach.
he does not.
Ah, well, maybe next time, Gio.
Yeah.
Hefferon from the gun. And another give there. That one to Braylon Johnson, and Johnson takes it right up to midfield. Going to be 2nd and 5 now for Prescott. Ball right at the 50-yard line. And Braylon Johnson closing in on the century mark for rushing. Saw very limited action last year for varsity. And, well, it looks like he's going to be one of the main guys in the backfield for Prescott this year.
It's amazing what 1 year does. Getting a lot of good playing time as a JV last year, some varsity time too. And this year he's doing really well.
Hefferon kind of taking his time here. He may be content to let that play clock run down to 0. And this is one of the schools down the valley that does have a play clock that we can see on the field. And there is the give. And I think that's number, looked like that was number 32, but I don't have a 32 on the roster
33.
here. 33. So that would be Donnie Russo, another sophomore.
Yep.
So again, some of these sophomores getting some valuable varsity time here in the season opener. As number 31, Colton Sunshine, another sophomore, comes out to the near side for the Badgers. No, I got to say it properly. Sunshine, Sunshine.
Okay, John.
Oh, and breaking away is number 33, Russo, and Russo gets the first down and then some. Come on, Coach. I've seen Remember the Titans like about 15 times. I got to get that reference
You got to get it in. You got to get it in. I watched that not too long ago.
Oh, one of the greatest sports movies ever.
Yep, motivational.
And a tearjerker.
Team unity. Yep.
You know what? Who can have a dry eye when Bertier's mom goes, "Tears won't help my boy walk. You be strong when you go in there."
Yep,
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
right, yeah.
5:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. 49-3, Badgers on top. Coach Collette with his second string in there now. Hefferon from the gun. It looks like he hands that ball off to Russo.
Oh, he's not down. It's a good move.
Russo's still going up to the 30-yard
He's
line.
running hard.
Oh, we got a flag on the play.
Yeah, like I said, it's that time of game. It's that time. What the score is? It's going to be against. Uh-oh.
Huh.
Hope he's not in trouble for next week.
That was number 77 for Prescott. Bo Bryce coming off the field.
Hope
And
he's not ejected if he is.
personal foul against Prescott and a personal foul against Greenway, so offsetting penalties.
Yeah, get him out of there. He doesn't need to be in there right now anyway.
Offsetting personal fouls.
Yeah, I didn't see any sign that Bryce was ejected.
No, I didn't either. He took his helmet off. He looked pretty mad, but
Well, I'm sure some of the coaches over there and some of the players are going to be calming him down. Bo Bryce.
you got to calm down. Get him out of there, and he's done for the game.
Yeah. Bo Bryce, an all-region second-team selection last year on the line. Definitely not a guy you want to miss next week's game against Northwest Christian.
Nope.
By the way,
a lot of clock to go down.
Yeah. By the way, next week also going to be Hall of Fame night at Prescott High School. And we'll have a couple Prescott football players going in. Aaron Green and Colton Amos.
Yep. Two good ball players.
Yeah. Donnie Russo again, and Russo able to break through a couple of tackles, and he gets up to the 30-yard line. Also going to have
Is that another flag?
I don't know. You know, also we're going to have a volleyball player going in Natalie Acklin. Actually, volleyball and track and field. She did a great job in both sports.
Yes, she did.
And the 2019 Prescott girls soccer team also being inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Yep. Good group all the way around.
Yeah, that was a team that made it to the Final Four that year.
Yep.
And I'm sure the girls soccer team from last season will eventually be in the Hall of Fame and making it all the way to the state championship game. Coming down to 3:10 left to go in the game. Hefferon gets the ball, hands that one off. Looks like it's Russo again, and he gets up probably to the line of scrimmage. And at this point, it looks like Prescott just kind of content to let the clock run down.
Yep. This will make up for that delay of game from the injury.
So next week we will be back home in the friendly confines of Bill Shepherd Field. Prescott versus Northwest Christian. Again, Hall of Fame night for Prescott. And it's Hefferon who keeps the ball himself. He makes the turn. He runs out of bounds into the Badgers sidelines. And now Greenway will take over on downs with 2:18 left to go in the game, 49-3. What a season opener for Prescott. By the way, folks, tonight's game is sponsored by Badger alum Steve Blair, owner of Blind Brothers Arizona, offering premier window treatments in northern Arizona since 1979. Thank you to all of our Badger football sponsors. Without them, we would not be able to bring you tonight's game. So one last chance here for Kai Becker and the Greenway offense to try to get a little positivity here in this game and take something positive with them into next week's game. Here comes the run. And Guerrero running out of bounds. Guerrero, the primary running back tonight. By the way, Greenway, they are going to be on the road next week. They will be down at Gila Ridge. And it looks like we got a Badger down on the Greenway sidelines, and that is Caleb Fox.
Looks like a cramp.
Yeah, right there is the Greenway trainer. And now Fox is up on his feet. And he's heading back on the field. Yeah, I think you were right, Coach. Just a cramp.
Yep, he's getting off now. Happens late in the game like this with the heat and hydration.
So back to action, the clock running. Actually, we're down to 92 degrees right now. And running back gets wrapped up by a couple of Badgers. We had number 20, Easton Shy, in on the tackle. He's not too shy to make the hits there.
No, he's coming up well, too. He's had a good game.
Boy. Talk about going back to the 80s for that reference. So 2nd down and 10 now for Greenway, as the Badgers will begin 2025 with a 1-0 record. Guerrero with the carry. He goes over to the far side, breaks through a couple of tackles. He gets the first down and runs out of bounds.
Doesn't matter, the clock still goes. Nothing stops the clock.
And well, we'll see if Becker will try to get one more play in here before the clock runs down.
Nope, he ain't going to make it. Yep, he did, barely.
And the run goes up the middle.
That's it.
Tackled, and that will do it. And game number 1 of the 2025 season in the books, and it is a victory for Prescott, 49-3, the final score from Greenway High School. So we'll take a break here on our broadcast of Badger football. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this. And welcome back to Greenway High School. John Rust, Lou Benetone with you. Final score tonight, it is 49-3, and certainly an impressive performance here for Prescott. As I mentioned before, Coach, just you want to talk about, maybe it's an overused cliche, a total team effort. Well, cliche or not, that's appropriate for tonight's game.
It was. You had several kids score. A lot of kids got in. You mix it up with pass touchdown, run touchdown, so it was a good combination of a lot of stuff for their first game.
And, I mentioned before how I thought that the line was going to be the strongest part of Prescott's game to start off the season because they had a lot of experienced guys, a lot of big guys, and, well, what do you know? It looks like my prophecy came true.
Yeah, the line held for Gio to have a lot of time to throw the passes. Holes opened up for our running backs, but we have some hard-running running backs, too. I got to give them credit. Hole was there, but then they got those extra yards by keeping their feet moving and just determined not to go down.
All right, well, folks, that's going to do it for our broadcast of Badger football tonight. Again, the final score from Phoenix, Prescott 49, Greenway 3. Join us again next Friday. We'll be back home at Bill Shepherd Field. It'll be the Badgers against Northwest Christian, and it will be Hall of Fame night. So join us on KYCA for that. Till then, for Scott Harker back in the KYCA studios, for Sue and Jason Zinzaletta, and my partner, Coach Lou Benetone, I'm John Rust saying, have yourselves a good night.
Good night.